Hello and welcome to Space Haven Alpha 12. I've been in it since, I think it was about Alpha 5 or 6. I purchased it from the fundraiser and it was one hell of a game. I saw a chap called Green Beef playing it, and the game actually reminded me so much of the first video Space Crusade game that came out, and it's just fun, loved it ever since. So we'll be doing a new game today. Normal, we're going to be doing base platform, abandoned mining station. Sorry, get a bit closer, right. Game name. HG Space. I'll do for now. Scenarios. I'm going to go with a medium. Go peaceful if you just want to do a building. Same with builder. Or harsh. Harsh is really quite hard. And you've got the options to randomise the seed, which it doesn't really matter. Any'll do. And you start with scenario hints, which we'll do for anybody that's not played it yet. And we can edit anything in here. And we will be doing it. You can just start it like this, or you can actually go in and fill up your resources, because you can, at the moment we've got 457 of 700. So we are going to edit. Crew, we are going to stay with 6. Hangars populated, which means you'll get ships in the hangars, that's fine. This is the bit I want to go. See, we've got 4 of 10 guns. They can go. Yeah, remove, thank you. We're going to add. There was a shotgun. That. And add 5, so there's a total of 6. 1 for each crew member. And now we add resources. These will go into later on as we do build by build, but I do want hull blocks. That should be plenty. Some, where are the energy cells? We'll have that many of them. Now we have to be careful because we are running out. The human meats. What do I want? Root vegetables. I want these. Base food. Is that about 40 on? So we've probably got enough whole block. I think I'll get some of the other block ones. Infra will have an extra 15. We'll have some more soft as well. Yeah, we're coming down to the last few bits now. Tech blocks, got 20. Get about another 10, I think. 9 will do. What else do we need? Fruit, slim. I think I might fill up another energy or water, or actually ice. Can we get ice? Yes, we'll get Nice. To finish up that, that's that one done. And we're sitting on a platform. You can see in the sector we'll be starting, we've got 7 of 10 items. So we can add a couple more derelicts at least. So we'll have another derelict in there, random faction. So you see it's now added that extra, I don't want a claimable ship. I just want a normal, oh it's that one. Derelict, yes. I'm going to go for another derelict. And then what do we want? I think we're going to go for energy, which is the blue one. That'll add an asteroid and then we'll fall on there. Not doing sandbox mode, you can, that helps you if you need extra few blocks, particularly that, and then you're building and you're like, say you're 2 soft blocks short, you can then just turn on sandbox and add yourself a couple of soft blocks. But we're not going to be doing that one. And then we've got what we've got here. Our asteroids, how rare they are, they're fine. I don't normally touch them. Well, hazards, alien presence, very common. So flares, that's most of our, I don't really touch any of these. Or them. There is, like I said, there's new bits because since they've just added the Alpha 12. And it's an anniversary as well because it's been 5 years in total. And it's been on Steam for about a year now, so that's quite good. I'm happy with that. Now we get to crew. We have nobody that can do botany at the moment. And that's our crew, but you can just go random like that and it picks a whole new set of traits and stats for you. Flick through, find something that you're good at. Why can we not have a decent botany? There you go, we've got a decent botanist now. And stuff in blue is really good, stuff in grey is okay, stuff in red is not. So try spin it so you can get at least greys to blues, and then you can name them all up. I don't actually have any names yet, but if you want to see being one of the ship crew, give us a shout. Alright, you are good at, you're not good at research, operations, shielding, botany, mining, and you can be, because we're going to be a miner, not going to be a red shirt, you're not security, so let's give you darkish top, brown pants, always brown pants, because you will often kind of miss the toilet, shall we say. You are going to be in navigation, you're going to be a weapons. You get to be a red shirt. You're also good at weapons. You are industry, you've got 2, pilot, don't really matter. Mining and industry. So, shirt. Heavy is a purple. Mining. What colour is yours? So you need to be down there because you're going to be a miner as well. Not good at weapons. Not a very good medic. You've no industry. You're just going to be what looks like a pure miner for now. Chuck you in and get your brown pants on. Bit of research there, look. So boffin. Still having your brown pants. You'll get to know once you can have a white shirt, and that's our crew. We can alter names as we go along, so we will do. So for now, let's get to it. And then we just click confirm, and then we have our little station. Let's just move that up out that way. That's the way we start. Space bar to run, pause and pause. In fact, we'll pause it so that we don't get too carried away doing stuff. And this is our little solar system. This is where we're in. We've got us derelict over there. Where's that red? Presuming it's abandoned. And you actually get to see the top of the ship now. Before you never did. And you can do paint on the top of the ship as well, so you can have whichever patterns and things you like. But before it was just this blacked out square. So until you went in, you never saw that. That's see, that one's a different one as well. That's good. And can we do the walls? No. Oh, there you go. No. Yeah. Kind of exit jump, but that one's called the Mass Liletta, Little Leo. And they've also now have windows in the game as well. That's another feature that they've put in. These are mine. These are your asteroids. These ones here. So because we started with an extra blue one, that's the Energon there. So we started with an extra one, and we got 1, 2, 3 derelicts. This one's a nice little yellow and white one. That's a MFS Revenant. So they all look kind of posh. And this big square here, that is your starting ship. That's where you'll be building. And I think we actually want, because you can now have, let's have a look. How do I get to it? Objects. Is it this one? Nope, that shows all them. Roofs. There is a way to do it. How do I do it now? Oh. And if I press escape. No. Ah, there we go, that's it, that's what I was looking for. The build new ship button. See, you can now have a big 2v3 when it comes back. These are all size ships that you can have. And before you only were able to go up to like a 2v2. But now we can have a 3v2, and that's the one we'll be starting with. So that one there, that one needs to go away, and this is the new one that we'll be starting with. Looks like we're going to have to start down here then. I could put it there, can't I? it's a bit closer to the other stuff. And that's where we'll start. And you can see it's moved over here. And to get to that, it was this little plus sign up in the top left. So let's have a look at the ship, or the station we're on. Don't know whether we're going to get a lot of it done, but that's our crew. And these are your stats of what they're good at and bad at. You'll see little pips at the side here. 3 means they're really good at it. 2 means they're 1 means they've never actually seen what one of them looks like effectively. And you'll alter these on a basis of what you want them to do. Say Dallas here, he's got 3 in that, so that's going to be his top priority. That's all. The red is ship and ship operations, so he's going to be a really good navigator. He can actually do some gunning. That's a 1 pip, so he's going to be shields last, and that's a 2 pip, which is operations. That's how I like to do it. If I've got a 3, to get it whacked up to the top. Would you have a 3 in? Otherwise nothing. But he's not going to be really good at any of them. So let's have a look at this chap. He's really good at that. He's not so good at that. So we'll just leave the thin line. He's not so good at that. Like that. He's really good at constructing, so he's going to be constructing. Comes with maintenance. Mining, I'll see if anybody else like there. Look, that's got a 3, so he can be a good miner. Or he will if we haven't got any of the good ones. You're a 2, so you can have a step up. You're a 1, you can have a step down. You will find your own way to do it, but that's how I like to do it. So 2, 2, 2, get a step up. You get a step down. Although it is logistics, and you do want them to have logistics. That'll become apparent later. So what can you do actually for the ship? You can do a bit of shield work or operations. So we've definitely got 2 pilots. Got 2 people for operating, because that's just, yeah. You're good at that, you're good at that, you're really good at mining, so you're going to be a #1 miner as well. Not much, and yeah, we'll leave that on at 1. You look like you're going to be our only gunner. You're not very good at it. You're really good at operations, so that'll be your primary one. In here, your primary one's going to be research, followed by medical. Put that to 0, that to 0, and that on 1. You rubbish, rubbish. You're really good at that, and that one. You got good in that, not in that, not in that. So you're a really good miner there as well. Not very good, not very good. Right, so we've got 1, 2 people that can mine really good, and we've got a backup, but he's going to be constructing and doing maintenance. So we only have the 1 really, don't we? You're going to have to go that as well. Yeah. So medical, we've not got somebody who's fantastic at it, but there's 2 that are fairly good. Botany, we've got, so you're going to have to become a main lead botanist. Construction, we've got him that's really good, you that aren't too bad. Oh, it's at yours. Yeah. You can keep rolling and rolling until you find somebody who's good at each one. And and if you're new to it, you might want to do that. But you can find extra colonists out in the galaxy, so I won't worry too much if you can't. Maintenance, once again, we've got a couple of good people for that, lots of people for mining. Industry, we've got 2 people that are pretty good. You aren't doing absolutely anything, so you're going to be industry. You're going to be doing medical. So you're not bad in all them 3. But I do want you as medic first. Treat any injuries we may get. Got a good researcher, that's fine. And logistics, everybody's going to do logistics. Schedules. Red sleep, yellow's your free time, and blue's working. I tend to not mess with that too much unless we get somebody who's going to go on a night shift, which we'll do later on. Your ships, this is what we are on, the station. The HSS Achilles, which is the one that we're building up here. Obviously we've got nothing to do with there yet. And then derelict ships. If you don't want somebody like your constructor to go on a derelict ship, tick them off and they'll never go on a derelict ship. But you do tend to like them having them there because they deconstruct a lot of stuff on the ships to bring it back. And we have the new robots. I haven't actually played it with the robots yet, so this will be new to me. But more like little logistics robots that will carry stuff from. This is an airlock, and that square is where they'll put all the cargo they'll bring back, and that'll be stacked high. And it always gets blocked, so the introduction of these little robots is going to be fantastic for that. So that's that one. This is more to do with the ship when we build it. You've got your nav shields, operational turrets, we'll get into that. That's for battles. That's the overview of a tactical map. So if you're in the bottom corner, you can see ship over here, and you'll see them firing. The logs, I'll come back to in a minute. And research. This has been quite a new addition as well. I think it was in the Albion 11. I know we're definitely in Alpha 11. But yeah, a little research tree, so you have to find research autopsy tables. So you can get like a medical bed, but you'll also need basics, advanced to get there. Before you used to be able to just build anything that you could afford, so now you do have to research it. So when you're on your turrets, you've got to research them. And everything you can see comes down through basics and advanced. So it's worth getting them first. Except for fabrics and bonnet, they're on completely separate lines. But if you want that, you've got to go through fabrics. Is there any that uses both? No. That does that. That does into here. I don't know, it's kind of overlapping. Oh yeah, that needs both, look, fibres. That will come into later, but I will log that. No research lab. Oh, that's fine. And escape gets you out of that screen. So, what do you do? First things first. Meet your crew. Right, and one of these is going to be guns, and that's what we need to equip everybody with. Click, hit the draft. There are hotkeys for it, and I'll come over here, please. First one in, you go to there, and there's got to pick up or punch. You don't want to punch it, but you can pick up, and then he'll come in. The screen will open up, and then you can give him a gun. After that, you can march him off, undraft him, and he'll go do what he's supposed to start doing. So you are, yes, I know, I'll get to you in a minute. You're Tomlinson. So if we have a look, your operations and your medical. So luckily we've no wounds yet, so your next thing will actually be research. We don't have a research bench here, so you'll just start moving cargo around. And that's all we'll be doing for the next people for now. So let's pause that, grab you, click on there, pick up. And you can go away. You can undraft. Next one, on you go, pick up, and as they move around, he is now going to go into here, which is a spacesuit locker. He's going to take his spacesuit off, and he's going to wander around, doing stuff. Right, there's your weapon. You can go away, undraft, you into there, pick up. You can go back over there. You can undraft. Now everybody should have a weapon except these two. There we go. They might not be very good with it, but they've got one. And there can be times where people with no skill at all have to come and save your butts. So. Right, let's go through the station. We'll pause it quickly. These are space shuttles, and they will shuttle you, well, your crew, over to any ship that's there, whether it's a hostile, a derelict, a friendly. You'll draft it, you'll send them in, and you'll be able to dock with the ship. Sometimes the dock's blown out, so you'll just have an open gap, and you can go in through that. You got two of them. You only used to start with one, which are always fun. These are your little mining pods, and they'll build you hulls in space as well. So they'll drop out, and you'll start building your mines up. And you have 4 of these. The other 3 is there. Items in here is an oxygen generator that takes water, provides you oxygen. And then we have a carbon skimmer that takes in the CO2, and I think it uses carbon, and it just scrubs any smoke if there's been fires out of the air to make it safe again. We've got a water collector. Now these will just collect water from the area. It's not like a tap or it just like if the room gets warm and condensation starts, this kind of collects that instead. And a power node, which when I can click on it, provides all the power. If you click this little links button down here, you'll see everywhere everything's connected back to this main generator. You do have to research the generators now. Before you could just slap that big one in and be away with it, but now you can't do it. And you just have to clip the wire to disconnect it, and if you want to reconnect it, you go like that, and you see the little green icon, click it again and it comes back in. Power grids, how can I put it, hard. It's, yeah, you're going to pull your hair out half the time until you kind of go, actually if I do this, this and this, that works. But for me, I try like making closed loops if I can. Like that one, this one here would connect over to here, but it's only got 3 limits, so you to watch out. So that would be like a closed loop for me. I do like making them with a spine going up the middle, so a big long row of them so you can branch out if you need to. And right, with that one done, what else have we got? This is your airlocks, like we said. You can actually get people to go outside. You can click on them, draft them, and you can make them go outside. I don't want you actually doing that though. And they'll put a spacesuit on at the door and they can float around outside. Now they will, when they're waiting for a shuttle to come back, they'll go for spacewalks and they'll come up along here and out to the side and then come back. So always keep an eye on them. These are your storage bins. Everything goes into these, and you have a big rules list of what you want to keep in there. So if you want a storage thing like this just for your energy, your Hyperium and your Energium, then you can go empty rule. Oh yeah, select everything and control click it out, and then just say empty. So everything that's highlighted in orange, it'll throw out and put in another storage bin. And that's the only thing that you'll be keeping in this one. And now that's very handy if you put one of these. Stop trying to pull my keyboard off, you little sorry, my dog's just trying to jump up now. He's just trying to pull my keyboard off at the top so he can line its place. So putting a storage thing right by your main generator with your Energium and even these as well, your energy rods, because that's what that runs on, your energy rods. It runs on raw, and when you research it, it runs on that, which makes it a lot better. Storage bin right outside that's just got energy rods in is fantastic, because you don't have to go right over here to get an energy rod to walk all the way back and stick it in there. You just pick it from there, chuck it in there, your power's back on. Same goes for your food, water, medical, all that. What machines do we have here? That is a tools facility. That's the first thing you have to build, and that makes tools like you don't actually get to see the tools, I don't think, unless I've added that, but it provides like spanners, sockets, drills, so they can make all the other items that we've just mentioned. They can build all this lot, but you need the tools facility. And in space you always have heaters, because it gets cold. If they kick out, your temperature plummets and everybody can die of frostbite, so wonderful things. Barracks, obviously, bunk bed. You don't get much else to put in a bedroom, really. So I just normally stay with a chair and a single bed, and that's it. Different power nodes. If I can click it, that's a wall mounted one. This one here is it's set on the floor, and this one down here is a floor mounted. It sinks into the floor. They are very handy to use, these ones, because it doesn't block people from walking past, whereas that one does. And obviously that's just stuck to a wall. You can still walk past it, so you get plenty of choice there. Everything you do have to build everything: doors, walls, lights, vents. You get to design a whole spaceship, which is fun. Recreation, a big couch with tables in it. They'll get the food from here and they'll sit at a table, because you know what it's like if they don't sit at a table to eat. Yep, you know it, room welders. And this is your kitchen. It automatically cooks the food. You put fruits, veggies, meats into these, and you get dispensed a little tray, and you come over here and eat it. It can run out, so make sure you do get food and you keep food going. This is a whole new side of it. This is the calorie count. So your fruits provide a food value of 146. You get 2 protein, 4 fat, 65 carbohydrates, 57 vitamins but no toxins, which is fantastic. And it's a 5% creative food. And then obviously you get your root vegetables, artificial meats, nuts and seeds. Monster meat is good, unfortunately has toxins. And there's even human meat. There's no toxins in it though, you get 4 vitamins, so you can play a full cannibal run. And jobs are fill it with meat, root vegetables and fruits, and we'll get to them in a minute. Standard medical bay, you have a medical bed and your injured person will lie down on it, and your medic, I can't remember who set a medic, he'll come along, attend to him, and he'll get better, or he'll die. Which I've had a few die on the operating table. That's fun. And that, once again, with the storage, you can build a small little 2 storage. Having one of them in the medic bay saves you having to walk all the way out to get some medicine to walk all the way back. And that's a lot of time your injured patient's bleeding out or some other disease or thing has got him. Try to make sure as your team there's more scrubbers, more oxygen providers. The biggest thing on the station is your toilet. Build one as soon as you can. And it does provide waste water, but you have to take 10 dumps and you'll get one lot of water from that. So even your poo's valuable in space. Once again, another power spacesuit provider, but it's spacesuit locker. So they'll go in if there's a breach in the wall, they'll run in, grab a spacesuit, come out and start working, rather than suffocate. These are your solar generators, and if I can click up, we'll see the top of the station, which is looking kind of snazzy and dandy. And that is your solar panel. Now the closer you are to a sun in the big galaxy area, we'll have a look at that in a minute, the better your solar panels work. And I saw a lad, I can't remember his name, and he did a build where you only ran on solar panels, and it was a fascinating watch. Massive long rows across the ship. This is before you could have the big 3x2s as well, so that's going to be nice. So you can actually do it. I don't know if you can still do it, but and then we get to industry. The asteroids over here that provide the ice, which one is it? That one. Well, they bring that back, they'll store it. Yeah, it doesn't melt, don't worry. And then they'll chuck it into this, that melts it, and it'll chuck water out. But don't leave. There's 2 different trains of it. I tend to leave that bill running forever, so whenever we get ice, it gets processed and chucked into water. Because I'd rather have the water free than having ice, having to try and melt it, and then go stick it in an oxygen provider, because if that runs out you've got to put spacesuits on. If you can't get it done in time, then they start moaning about being in spacesuits, and it gets quite funky. This is your microweaver, and it refines fabrics from raw fibres. And remember, in research you have to research fibres, so you can't actually do this until you get researched fibres. And what I normally do is do an if, set a figure, let's say I have 1, always have 15. So produce if less than 15, tick click, and there you go. As soon as it drops to below 15, it'll start, somebody will come along, do an extra fibre and off. To cancel it, just hover over, you see the right click and click it off. You set them in batches of 5s, in batches of 1s, so you could do that. So I'll make 5 then 1 then 5 then 1, and then when it's done that, it stops producing anything. You can come back in and go, oh, give me another 5. That's the other way of doing it. This is a power battery, basically stores power. You've got your recycler, which brings in any scrap, and you'll get scrap once you start smashing these up. You'll get soft scrap, infra scrap, whole scrap, energy scrap and tech scrap, and each one produces a block. So it needs 1 soft scrap to produce a half a block of a soft. So you'll need 2 soft scrap to make a full block. That makes sense. That's your infra scrap. So you'll need 2 of them to make 1 of them, and so on. Your hull needs 4 hull scrap to make a hull block. So as they only need 2, that means 4. Your energy scrap needs, oh god, it needs 1, and it produces, oh, I don't know, yeah, 0.3. So you're going to need, once again, you'll need 4 to actually make a full block of that infra block, because it's 0.33. And it'll also produce a small amount of energy, which is 0.17. So once again, you'll need quite a lot of blocks to make 1 full unit of energy. Then your tech scrap, same. That's 0.33, so you're still going to need, well, you're going to need 5, aren't you, to make a block of that. And then 4 actually makes electronic components. But you got that right. Then you have all the other machines. This will make steel plates, but you need raw carbon and base metals. Now, all these are mined from asteroids. So there's the carbon, which is that one, and your base metals is the silvery one, and that's what your miners will go do. They'll go jump in a ship and they'll go mine it, bring it back. The person you got working on industry will chuck it in, and then we'll make a steel plate. And for the electronics, you need noble metals and base metals to make 1. So it gets quite math, and you can work it all out. You can have lights that are freestanding as well, or you can have the ones that are plugged into the wall. I tend to go for the wall ones because you can hang them more or less anywhere, to be honest. Then we're into the composter. This is a new one as well, and you can compost biomatter. It tells you there what it produces, so you can chuck fruits in and you'll get that. Fibres, it's all the same. Human meat's different, monster meat's different. Monster corpses, human corpses. So human corpses provide water, raw chemicals and carbon. Everything else provides water, fertiliser and carbon. Fertiliser obviously is good for your plants, which is in this section. And then we're on to making the actual blocks themselves. So to make a soft block, which you'll use for sheets, beds, seats, not sheets, seats. So you'll need steel plates and fabrics, which is down this machine down here, and that'll produce you 1 block, and you'll get 1 block out, and that'll be transported off to build your seat or whichever soft furnishings you're doing. Hull needs the steel plates, which is out of this machine here. That's the other way you can get hull blocks, so you can get it from the recycler. And your infra block needs steel plates and components, and that's all your technical stuff like your lights, doors, that kind of stuff. there are more machines. And then we're into plants. We've got a water collector, which is that one, your CO2, got power in corner, a floor panel, in-floor power, and like I say, you've got the new window blocks now, which is really nice. Usually it was just a blank wall, but now you can let people look out on the world and the stars and the horrible death spaceship that's shooting its rays at you. And you come in to grow, and you can grow fruits, vegetables and nuts. Way to do it, click on your fruits and you'll see bed 1 and bed 2 because it's a double bed, one on one side, one on the other, and you can plant like fruits in that one, and you can do a root vegetable in the other, or you can do fruits in both. That is all down to your own personal way of doing stuff. For me, I just click 2 of each into each category, nuts and seeds, and then you get a last one over here, and I'll do fruits and root, and that is it. Your botanist comes in, he'll bring water, he'll water them all, he'll tend them all. I don't know if you can actually get diseases on these yet, I haven't checked, but we'll see as we play. And that is about everything about the station itself. You can't do much with a medical bed. You can obviously put stuff inside it. It's got its own inventory, and you can have prisoners, slaves, refugees. There's no jobs associated with it yet because nobody's actually laid it to get fixed. But when they do, they'll bring like an IV bag over, which is your little stand, and other bits and bats as we go along. And it's been nearly an hour, we're getting there. But that is your station. A quick surveying of the 3 derelicts we added. Now let's go to the star map. That is where we are, this one here. And that's all you can see, that planet. That, whoa, when I bow down, don't want to go too far. That is like our solar system. And this is your jump gate off to the next solar system. But you will want to try and get through all these little blobs and dots, and they'll be all connected with these star lines. Excuse me. And you will have to have guns at some point to defend yourself and other items. Like I say, when you get closer to the sun, that's when your solar panels get more effective. So if you come straight to there and you're here, you are going to get a massive boost of power being this close to the sun. Being right out here, not so much. And of course you've got a nice little 4 solar cell system cell there, and then you think, alright, so that's your solar system, or let's say that's your galaxy. You then follow that off and you hit another galaxy which has little solar systems of its own. Then you come out and you come out, and that's everything that you know in the known universe. Little badges, that is a safe system with the little badge on. What that means is the star system cluster is protected by the Military Alliance, a place for safe commerce. The Military Alliance will carry out routine inspections in this star system cluster. So if you've got something illegal, they're going to come over, and they might not, but they'll probably, maybe, seize your cargo. Think of Firefly and how they hide stuff. And then we have the alien worlds, I believe that one, isn't it? Oh, Pirate Coalition system. That's where there'll be tons of pirates. So on your first jump, don't go from there to there. Go through all this first and then maybe come back to that and jump in. You've then got uncontrolled systems, which are just free-for-alls. There's another safe system down here. Right, this one is the Cult of New Haven. It's just a religious group. They're more or less often friendly unless you attack them. We then have the Android Collective up there, they're the same. Well, the Slavers Guild, if you're in a battle with them, they will take your people as prisoners. Now there is a... oh, it's just an alien system. Do I not have a... what's that one? Baron controlled by a Baron of the Frontier, a rich retired owner of a large space station. Am I missing one? Is that... I know there's Siren Worlds, but I don't know whether it shows up. So abundant resource system, that system will have lots and lots of resources in it. Obviously you can't peek at it now, but do I not have a Siren World? I've clicked on everything, so well, what's the first one I get? Oh, that's right, uncontrolled. Yeah, the Siren World, I don't actually think I have one. But you can't zoom out from that, so... and then back in we go. That's our mini galaxy. And then this is our solar system. And that's us orbiting a burst out planet. And to go back, I'll escape or click that again, and you're back into your system. Obviously we've only touched on the basics of it, and we haven't even started building a ship yet. But a few things to do is click that and click everything over. Bring it all in, and that's your mining order there, so it'll go out and get all 12 of that. Same with your ice and all these. Before you, like I say, before you even unpause, you can do all this before you even unpause the game and get it started. So that's all going to get mined now, and we won't forget that one. So that's everything that we can physically mine, and that's those 3 little drop ships, 4 little drop ships, apologies. That's these 4. And if we come up to here and we'll find our mining tab, which is there, so Fallon will go out mining, Janice will go out mining, Rylan will, and Rika will also go out mine. So them 4 will all jump in them pods and go mine all this up. It takes a while. The better you are at it, the more resources you get, I believe, so that's always good. And there's an icon somewhere. Oh yeah, there. Nope, it's not that one. Yeah, if you click on that, you can extend the boxes, so you can actually see more better, and your people boxes do the same. That just shows, gives it a bit more room to do it. You have an override button as well now, so if somebody's really having a hard time, you can go, do you know what, go have an hour free time, and they'll wander off, go have an hour free time, and then come back. If you click on that and say, right, you're going to go for an hour, and then you click on them and make them do something, that stops. It goes back to whatever they were doing, and they're not going to get that, like an hour's happiness or hour's recreation, or if they really need to sleep. So there is that feature. Surrender is, well, obvious. you can surrender to the forces that come to you. I think we've covered all the basics, apart from starting to build, but that's different. We'll quickly do the machines, because this is one thing I like to do as well. Water, for me, continuous. If I manage to get this researched, continuous, doing fibres and making fabrics, these, you are going to get so much stuff, you just leave it going continuously. All 5 they'll start on the soft. Once they've made a soft, it'll go to info, and the soft will come down bottom at Q, and once you've done with them, it'll jump to hull, that'll come down, then energy, then tech, and then you're back to soft. It's just worth doing. Now these, yeah, difference. I always want, like, if it's less than like 10, start making them. Same with these, and if you just click on the if statement, it'll remember that you've patterned 10 for your steel plates. Click tick and you're done. And just leave it. A guy who does industry will come in, make 10. If they don't get used, he won't come back and make any more until one of them gets used, and then he'll nip back in, make one, and carry on. Fertilisers, I haven't used this yet. I've got nothing I really want to put in there, so we don't have any corpses and we don't have any monsters yet. Although I suppose monster meat, we can compost that continuously. Corpses, same, and any human corpses, yeah, let's you can actually chuck them on an autopsy table as well. So, human meat, keep. You're going to go, ooh, no, but it sells for quite a good price to the right. Faction, shall we say. Soft blocks, same again. If I ever get left down 15, start making more. Hull, same again. Infra blocks, yeah. And if you haven't got enough, it'll just sit there until you manage to get some more scrap, or you get enough to make these blocks. Like that needs the metals, which is carbon and the rig base, and you can buy them off other people, or you can mine them as you fly around the galaxy. Like I say, there are other machines. That's going to have to wait till we get to the big ship and we research the heck out of stuff. And you can't transport these over to your new ship because you don't know how to make them. So it's fun, it's really enjoyable, and you get to create, for your first time, do a builder, so you don't have to worry about anybody coming in, attacking you, taking any of your colonists. Do a builder, and get used to building your ship, the engines, get used to the research side of it. It's worth it. And if you're like me, just jump in blind and start pressing buttons and pulling knobs and see what breaks off and who gets shot. But I've played it enough now that I know where to do stuff, how to do things. And before, you only ever got one shuttle, so when you go over here and clear this out, if there are any aliens on it, and you start stripping this for parts, your shuttle would wander off somewhere with somebody else, and your people on here would be dying for a toilet or for sleep, and your shuttle, you know, is just wandering off all on its merry own self. So having two at start now is actually better, because if somebody's in that and they come here, somebody else might want to go to that ship, so the shuttle will go back, pick them up, and it'll dock over there. And then it kind of hovers in middle between, oh, these might need me, oh no, these might need me. So now you've got two, much easier. Much easier start, to be honest, it really is. But it's fun. I mean, look at them graphics. You can zoom right in, it gets a bit blocky, but then that's how I remember the first Space Crusade games with the doors. and your gene stealers that would run down doors, and your big plasma cannons that would annihilate everything in a single line, including your own troops if you were a bit careless about how you pointed it. But yeah, zoom out a bit and look at that. Yeah, several new features is the windows. Before it was all just solid walls like this section here. I wonder if you actually get a bonus for looking out of a window. I think it would be quite nice. And obviously you can go mad with painting the tops of these. So you can have a big skull and crossbones if you want to do a pirate run through. Big logos. All that's new. And they've redesigned some airlocks and stuff, which is nice. Let's have a look. Can we see your engine? They've redesigned the engine looks. When you start, you won't have the big engines. You'll have the tiny little ones. You won't have these big whoppers. You used to be able to just slam one down, but now, research it, you start thinking it's a single block engine. Then obviously you can upgrade. You have to rip the old one out and put a new one in, but you'll get there. I suppose most thing I can say is have fun. It's a really, really nice, pretty game, and they work on it every day, adding new stuff. All this new content is like, can we have windows now? Right, yes, you can have windows now. Now we've got this sorted. We could do a bit more in fancying it up a bit. Yes, you can have paint jobs now. Now that harder, deeper stuff that they have to do is out of the way. So it's always fun. They do listen, they do updates. Check out they've got a Discord. So that's worth a pop in, say hi. And I think that's how we're going to leave it for the first day. Run down on most of the stuff you'll find in here. A quick run through on the tabs that you get. Obviously we can't do this one until we get his ship built up. We won't do that till we get into fighting. That gives you the tactical view or your normal view. Now that won't go away unless you re-click it, so. And data logs. And we'll jump through a data log right now as a finish off. And that's why I left a bit of music on start before I started talking as well, because it's a really nice song. The end didn't happen with a bang or a fanfare or even a nuclear fireball. It just crept up on us. It began in the 21st century. Humanity made great strides in that century, but so much damage had already been done, and so much of it was invisible too. When the insect population collapsed, food, crops and biodiversity both suffered. Without those, ecosystems all over the globe suffered. By the time we curtailed our CO2 emissions, there were too few trees to sequester the excess. The result was hotter summers, yay, and deeper freezing winters, boo. Species went extinct by the thousand every day, and as we squabbled over the cause and solutions, we pulled ourselves apart. Old allies became bitter rivals, nations came apart at the seams, the great edifices that supported the internet, global trade, just-in-time delivery and all the other things that humanity depended upon to live, they all fell apart. Starvation, disease and war made the 22nd century even bloodier than the 20th. Humanity was always good at adapting, though. Read again. Humanity was always good at adapting, though. When the sun baked the land, we invented the thermal regulators. When the crops failed, we invented grow pods. We got better at recycling, at finding new energy sources, but we were always a step behind where we needed to be. Folks used to joke about the big tech firms and their slogans, yesterday's solutions, tomorrow. It's not that we destroyed the world, but we certainly made it impossible to sustain human civilization as it was. Too many places lapsed into feudal tyranny, or mismanaged themselves into famine, or just plain became unavailable as the climate shifted. Through it all, we never gave up on space exploration. There were complaints, of course, that it was a waste of increasingly valuable resources, that all the money and effort could go towards actually solving the problems. Now it seems maybe space was the only solid investment we ever made. And you pick them up, there could be actually more little documents of law on these ships and in the ships throughout the rest of the galaxy. And what we're looking for is a new world that's ripe in lush vegetation, water, to land on and populate and eventually run through the cycle of the apocalypse again to some point. And that's the start, and for us that's the end of the start. So thank you for watching, stay safe, join us on the next episode, and until then, see you later.